pounding, hollering, and screaming. Sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you.
Right into your eyes. The thing about a shark is he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, doll's eyes.
When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living until he bites you.
You know, those black eyes roll over white, and then
oh, then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming.
The ocean turns red. Despite all your pounding and your hollering, those sharks come in and they rip you to pieces. That's the way I used to be with my pizza. But now I'm a little more tame. Stick around. I got something for you. I'm going to talk about sharks. And you tell Cindy Crawford that if she really expects me to believe that she's still in love with me, she's got another thing coming. That's right. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, I got some guests here. I'll call you back. Ciao, ciao. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Chuck and LP. How's it going today? Well, I had a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. One was sharks, and the other thing was about inspirational people. So I want to tell you a little bit about this girl named Ali Truitt. See, in May of 2023, Ali Truitt lost her leg in a shark attack while snorkeling in the crystal blue waters near Turks and Caicos. She had been vacationing after graduating from Yale, where she was a 4-year letter winner in swimming. She survived by swimming 75 yards, or 69 meters, to a boat. Well, get this, the shark was still circling around her. See, he had bitten the lower part of her leg, like around her shin and around her foot. And I guess he had been responding to the blood. See, when sharks smell blood, they go into a frenzy. It's kind of like they want to call up all their friends and invite them over for a buffet, right? So this girl swam all the way to a boat while the shark was circling. And she said that she relied on 15 years of competitive swimming in order to have an advantage in that situation where she had none. Right? Imagine that. And that's why I always tell parents, hey, look, you got to get your kids to learn how to swim as early as possible. Get them to love the water, get them to respect the water as early as you can, because you never know when an emergency situation like this might happen. It might even happen in the shower, might even happen in the bathtub. I don't know. You've seen that movie Sharknado, right? Sharks can come out of nowhere, right? So after she made it back to the boat, Truitt was airlifted to a trauma center in Miami for 2 surgeries, right? She was then airlifted to a hospital in New York where on her 23rd birthday, she underwent a transtibial amputation. So she had the remaining part of her leg amputated. So everything below her knee, pretty much, okay? So after spending her entire life in the pool, now she felt nothing but fear of the water, right? So she said, initially, I realized I was feeling really fearful of the water because at that point, the last time I had heard the sound of water, I was swimming for my life. Luckily, she had a very supportive family, and her family has this mantra, which goes, work works. And as you and I both know, thinking about life itself, the only place in life where success comes before work is in the dictionary, right? So instead of feeling bad for herself, she realized, hey, I got to pick myself up and get back going, right? So Truitt was determined to overcome her fear and feel safe again in the water. So several friends and family members told her that she should try out for the Paralympics with the intention of making the LA Games in 2028. But she didn't want to wait until then, and she instead focused on making it to Paris in 2024. She was a victim of a shark attack in May 2023, and what? A little more than a year later, she was ready. She wanted to get ready to swim in competition. So she was determined to overcome that fear. So she ended up going through prosthetic training and strength training, and she worked with trauma therapists too. And she writes as a form of narrative therapy. About 3.5 months after the attack, she was competing again. She qualified for nationals in Orlando, where she swam the freestyle and backstroke. In April, an international meet in Portugal was her first trip out of the country since the shark attack, right? Her mom went with her as she ended up shining in the 400 free in the S10 category, which is a category of swimming where swimmers have a physical impairment affecting one of their joints. So eventually, at the U.S. Paralympic trials in Minneapolis in June, she won 100 back, 400 free, and 100 free. She ended up joining a team that included 29-time Paralympic medalist Jessica Long and many other returning medalists from the Tokyo Paralympic Games. In Paris, she ended up having around 50 family members and friends there to support her. And she goes on to say, I think that's the beautiful thing about swimming for me. It's been a fight to get that love back, but it saved my life in the moment and has continued to save my life as I work to rebuild it and given me strength and confidence and hope, she said.
A friend gave me a book early on in my recovery called When Bad Things Happen to Good People. And the message in the book is we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond and how we make meaning of it.
So Allie, after losing part of her leg, she could have given up and never returned to swimming. She had every excuse to feel bad for herself and just take time off, take a sabbatical. But no, she got back up there. And instead of going for a long-term goal of going to Los Angeles in 2028, she decided she was going to go to Paris in 2024. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like, not too long after she was attacked by a shark, she's ready. She wants to get up and go compete. So Allie's story serves as a great reminder to many of us, right? So many of us complain about bad things that happen to us, and we let a lot of things stress us out. But at the end of the day, a lot of those things really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there are people all over the world that experience things that are a lot harsher, a lot harder than what people end up complaining about. And I'm not trying to underscore anybody's pain or suffering, anything like that. But at the end of the day, like a lot of our issues, you think about it 100 years ago, 100 years into the future, they're not going to matter, right? If you go straight up into the sky, 20 miles, 20 kilometers, whatever, like Carl Sagan said, and you look back, the earth and all of our problems just turns into this blue ball. It's nothing. So why do we let our problems drag us down? Why do we let them make us feel bad? I think that really happened to me for a long time. I guess I was dealing with heartbreak and some issues that couldn't work out. There was a number of things that were bringing me down. And to a point, I felt like I had given up. But then I thought about some of the people in my life, thought about my buddy who lost 4 of his fingers in a really tough construction accident. He could have given up. Yeah. But he persevered. He got up. He kept fighting, getting married, having 3 kids, being an amazing father, working a good job, having a good house, beautiful life. That takes work. That doesn't take surrendering, right? Or one of my family members who was in a really bad motorcycle accident, and he had every excuse in the world just to, be down and out. People would have understood that. He could have given in. I don't know how he feels. I don't know what goes through his mind, but I know to get to this point here, 3 years later, what a guy overcoming that experience, the kind of strength and determination he has to get to this point where he is now. I think about one of my other friends who participated in one of my group classes a while ago, maybe about 1.5 years ago. Yeah, she has cancer. And it was a very emotional experience for my students to listen to her talk about her situation. Again, she's a very healthy girl, worked out a lot, exercised. I mean, she has, beautiful videos of the kinds of workouts she's done. And, at that time, she didn't think she had that much time left. But here she is, 1.5 years later, she's still going. I'm not going to say that her life is easy. I would never, ever say that. But my goodness, what an inspiration she is. And I bet you if you think about the people in your life, it could be a parent, it could be a family member, it could be a friend. You know, sometimes you like look at them and you see the kind of strength that they used to get them through hard times. And look at where they are now. Look at how they overcame those things. Those people, those special people in our lives, they serve as great inspiration. And we don't always tell them that. But for those of you watching who I referenced, I think you know who you are. Any others that I didn't reference in this video? You guys are awesome. You are great inspiration. And I'm nowhere near the stratosphere that you guys are. My relative from the motorcycle accident, my buddy lost his fingers. My friend has cancer. Wow, you guys, pure platinum worth of inspiration. And it's your fight, your plight, your struggle, your strength that made me realize I had to get up off my butt and fix myself, get going in the right direction. I owed it to you guys. I owed it to my family, my friends, myself, not to give up, not to stay down, not to stay down for the count, to pick myself up and start fighting again. I had to get back into the game. And it's because of you, people like you motivated me. And who knows how many other countless people you guys have motivated. So I thank you. And this is a tribute to people like Ali Truitt and those 3 people that I mentioned, and the many others that I know that have contributed to making me say, wow, I gotta go. So you guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And carpe diem, my friends. Keep putting up the goat fight. Ciao, ciao.
Open your eyes, why don't you see? There's a world out there waiting to see you. Open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes. Abre tus ojos, porque no ves que hay un mundo ahí esperando por ti. Abre tus ojos, abre tus ojos, abre tus ojos.